Alright, so as you can see here, I'm going to be making an exhaust today. At least, that's what I hope I'm going to do. I got some 2.5-inch piping from eBay. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is take the exhaust off of this car, and I'm basically just going to try to replicate that down over here on the garage floor with the pieces that I got in this kit, make the cuts where I need to. Following this, using this as a guide. Doing something like this. I guess I'll cut off a little bit of this pipe right here. Yeah, it looks like just cutting off a little bit off this is going to be the first step, and then we'll go to the next one. Alright, so to do this at your own home, you're going to need an angle grinder with a grinding and cutoff wheel, the PPE. So you need a mask. You don't need these, but I just bought these a little while ago and I figured I'll use them. Some gloves, welding gloves. Your janky Harbor Freight Flex Core welder. And maybe even just some regular gloves like these. And aside from that, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and of course you're going to need a tape measure. So whenever you're doing stuff like this, it's always best to measure twice. So it looks like I need about 3 inches taken off there at the end to bring this little sleeve down to where this first bend is at. So I'm going to take off like 2.5 inches, and then we'll keep cutting away after that. Using this as a stencil so I get a perfect circle around the piece I want to cut.
If you watch my channel, you probably know that I practiced welding a while back, and that's what got me into doing all this stuff when I made my test pipe. And I already had a V-band flange welded onto this small section of tubing.
Good.
So just like the straight piece of piping there, I know that I have to get rid of a good portion of it, so I just mark off a little section, and I'm going to lop that off real quick. And now that that's cut, I can bring it back over to the same piece and do another measurement, eyeball it, mark it off, and repeat the process.
But for right now, this looks pretty much identical.
So go ahead and draw a straight line from one piece of pipe to the other. That way you know the orientation.
This is what I'm looking for right here. It's really easy because this is a slip fitting. You can actually just kind of freehand it, and then when you go to tack weld everything up, you can just set it in a certain spot. But it's better to just make it so this piece slides all the way to the back, so you know exactly where you're at. I couldn't do that with this piece because of the angle. But right here, there's no reason I can't make this a perfect cut. So let's say something like right here. Let's give myself about a 1/2 inch on the other side and on this side. So I have a full inch to play with, essentially. That's what she said. Make sure your mask is on. Alright, so as you can see, I got the beam band on there, and the pipe is going down the valley just like it's supposed to. We'll get a light down here next time I tack something up, but it's good for now. Let's send the next piece. To find a way to keep this up. Alright, so I might just end up taking another tire off the stack over there, but for now this looks like this is gonna work. I think this is like me working smarter, not harder, right? I got this thing right on top of it, so in theory there's just no way I can get it wrong, right? And look at how clean that is. It's like exactly the same exact spot as the other slip fitting on that piece of tubing there. So let's get back to tacking. Alright. Not the nicest stuff, but we're budget boys out here in this garage. It feels like it's one piece. Maybe just give it a couple. I mean, there's no reason for me to have to go back at this point. I know this is good, so. Oh, jeez. I wonder if I got that. Alright, so we're back out here again. Last night I pretty much called it a night after I got this thing tacked up. All I have to do now is just kind of direct the exhaust out the back over here and kind of just give it a little curve. Depending on if I want to make it look like a muffler and just come out with a straight pipe, or just stick the pipe straight out this side, just to make it easy. And then I have to find a way to make some hangers. So I think I'm gonna do that first, find my hanger making material. So this is the only material I could find in the garage to make a hanger out of. It is just a long threaded piece of steel. It's probably about 1/4 inch thick, so that's pretty good. I mean, I can like barely bend it with my own strength. So I figure this is probably gonna be good. So I'm gonna replicate the hanger on the exhaust right there. Alright, so I went ahead and measured out the length of each of these hangers I'm going to be going after. This one's 4 inches, the back one's 5 inches, so I'm just going to mark it off right here for 4, and then I'll mark it off right here for 5. Cut those, bend them the same shape, and then we'll get them welded on this piece over here and then do a mock-up. Alright, now I just got to copy the bends in these, get them on a vise. Hopefully that works.
Just gonna do a quick mock-up, make sure the hanger's in the right place. That worked out fine, so I can finish welding it. I welded a small bridge in between the 90-degree area just to reinforce it, because it started to look like it was tearing from being bent.
Alright, so I got the V-band all connected and torqued down. And I got my hanger chilling right there. And now I can go focus on the back. Now the only thing I have to do is create the back end, the axle back. But this is pretty much the look that I'm going with here. God, this is so annoying. So something like that, and then out the back, you know, I'll hit this, get a little more angle on it, and kind of just do a little bloop up and out. So I'm gonna get under here, mark everything off with the permanent marker, tack weld it, get to the next piece, tack weld it, so on. I have my lines right here, and I know where to weld. So as long as these lines are straight when I tack this on, everything's gonna be good. This straight piece needs to be as long as I can make it possible. So I'll get to that after I tack this on. Pretty good. Alright, got my last measurements. Alright, so once again I got my lines here. Boop, boop. Then I just match it with the corresponding piece right there. Whoop, whoop. And then I can actually go a little higher up than this. I just need to make sure that these lines are pretty parallel. Last weld. Here we go. It's on there. Do one last mock-up and make sure we're straight. So there you have it. The exhaust is poking out pretty much exactly the same spot. I can still add on a little bit of pipe. I'm gonna do this piece, I think, right here. Something like this. Alright. A little JDM angle action out of it. That's gonna be sick, bro. It's actually gonna look just like the one that I gave away to Boots. Without the muffler, though, without the Cutlass muffler on it. So for the most part, very close to being exactly the same lines. And this is just what the eBay kit. I used no other parts except for what came with the eBay kit. I made those hangers out of just loose metal. Still gotta pop the other hanger on here. But this is the video, you guys. Next video I'll finish up all the welds and I'll do a audio test or a muffler test, whatever you want to call it, but it's too late for me to do that. Let's see if I regret putting this tip on before doing the full mock-up. I just wanted to have the full thing done for this video because I am going to end it here tonight after I do the mock-up. Oh, better get the hanger on there really quick too. Might as well. I'm thinking I'm almost out of the spool here. We're good to go. Alright, the battery's gonna die, but I'm just gonna toss this on really quick.
And my camera died. So that's where I'm going to end this video for tonight. What happened off camera was I got it all mocked up, connected to the V-band clamp to the test pipe, and the hanger that I put on the back there, that ended up breaking after I tried to bend it more with the hammer. And yeah, I'm gonna have to redo a lot tomorrow, and that's where the next video is gonna start. It'll end with audio clips and sound comparison from one exhaust to the other, the straight pipe to the catback. So catch you in that one. Peace out.